Today I'm going to share with you my take on the book The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco. It's a wonderful book. It's one of the most amazing books that I've read. I read the book like 6 months ago, and every now and then I go back to it because it has a lot of information and everything around me is somehow related to this book. So here is my take on the book. The first idea that I want to talk about in the book, The Millionaire Fastlane, and I think it's the most important idea that MJ DeMarco tries to share with everyone reading the book, is that you need to retire early so that you can enjoy your retirement. It says, and I quote, "Avoid the wheelchair rich." What does that mean is that you need to retire early, around like 20, 30 or 40 years old, so that you can enjoy your retirement. You don't need to retire at like 70 years old. And he's right. If you're 70 years old, like, you can't enjoy your retirement. You're just like taking pills, going to the doctor, and barely can walk. If you're walking in your 70s or 80s, it's a good thing. So the idea here is that the sooner you get to retirement, the better it is. And how you can achieve that is by doing the method that the Fastlane gives to you. He explains that everyone is one of the three main categories. The first one is the sidewalkers, and the second one is the slow lane, and the third one is the fast lane. So you want to avoid the sidewalk, the slow lane, and obviously go for the fast lane. So in the book, MJ DeMarco explains that most people take the slow lane or the sidewalk, and mostly the sidewalk, because it is the route with the least resistance. So people try to take the sidewalk because it doesn't have a lot of difficulties. You just get paid and you live your normal life without like thinking of the future. And that's not a good thing financially. The other big idea that MJ DeMarco focuses on in the book, The Millionaire Fastlane, is actually trying to be a producer, not a consumer. So people pay for the product, for what it gets for them, what is the value behind the thing. And if you are a producer, you're going to get money. If you're a consumer, you're going to pay money, logically. And MJ DeMarco in the book tries to explain how you should be a producer, not a consumer, so that you can make money and not pay money. Hey, Oman's here. If you're finding this video interesting and helpful, drop a like, maybe subscribe to the channel. And in this channel, as you can see, I share my information and knowledge, and also my experiences in life. I've already made a video about my experience with the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and also my experience with bodybuilding. If you're interested, I'm gonna drop them down below in the description, and now you can just continue watching the video. And another big idea that the book points out is that you don't need to be famous or a professional footballer to get a lot of money. You can do this if you are a normal human being without any talent. You can do this. And he points out that he did that without being talented in like football or anything else. He points out that being rich is not an event. So people try to relate being rich into an event, just like winning the lottery. But if you think about it, it's a process, and the people that are rich without coming from a rich family, they usually have a process and a lot of failures before they get to this point where they change from a poor man or a poor guy to a rich guy. This point is an event, and people love to focus on the event, but it's really a process behind all of this. A process of a lot of trying to be rich and failing. Because when you fail, when you are trying to be rich, it's a lot of lessons that you learn, and the skills that can build the guy who can be a rich guy after a while. And it's not a one-time thing. It's a process of failing every day and trying new stuff until you reach the rich guy event. An example that MJ DeMarco gives in this idea is that when a tech guy who is like around 20 or 30 years old sells his company for, I don't know, like 40 million, and he is suddenly a rich guy, you read that in the tech newspaper or the tech blog, and you think to yourself, he's a rich guy, he did that in an instance, it's just like an event. Well, probably it's not probably, it's mostly not mostly also, it is not. It's a process. He used to work all day for, I don't know, the last 5-10 years, and the moment that the site got the chance to be big, and he got this like trade from another company that wants to buy his site, he's suddenly now a rich guy with, I don't know, $30 million in his bank. So that's not an event, that's a process. He did a lot of work behind it until he got to this point of selling his company or the site that he did. MJ DeMarco also shares with us the idea that you need to think big to become big. If you are selling a product or doing a service to a small group, chances are you're not gonna get $1 million in your bank, because the small group are not like a lot of people that gonna buy your service or your product. So you're not gonna reach that. You need to think kind of big. The more big that the people that you affect, the better it gets, and the faster and easier, I won't say easier, but like the faster it gets you to the Millionaire's Fastlane. And he calls that the law of affection. The more people that you affect, the bigger that you get. And speaking of being a producer, in this phase you need to forget about your selfishness and think about what other people's need. And before I close the video, the most important thing in becoming rich is changing yourself, changing your personality, and changing your thinking, the way you think, setting your priorities correctly, and knowing that the most important asset that you have is your time, your day, how you spend your day, and how you can become a better version of yourself every day. If you loved the video and found it useful, maybe share with me in the comments, drop a like maybe, and subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna be doing more of this, and every time I read a book, I'm gonna do just like this video, a summary of it and what is my takeaway from it. And I hope everything goes well with you, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.